Well, tell me where you were when things changed.
Well, I always sit on the aisle seat, and I started going down, and I noticed security came in and they escorted Speaker Pelosi off, and they got our leadership out of there. And then I saw some people scurrying, and they were telling us, keeping your seats, which is the worst thing to say, because everybody's standing up going, what's going on, And so I was just kind of watching things, and they told everybody to get off the floor. And I guess my pig-headedness, I stayed. I was making sure there's some ladies. Our new chaplain seemed like a nice lady. She's a Marine Corps veteran, like my daddy, and Navy lady. And so I, just want to make sure all those people got off the floor. And it got pretty hot. The doors on the back, they started banging on the doors. I've been in that situation before. Years ago, we had the income tax fight in Tennessee, and we were on the Senate floor. And oddly enough, Steve Cohen was there with me. He was I think he was up in the gallery up there. And something came through the glass, boom, 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 boom. And somebody said, shots fired. And then, and I wasn't, I've been around guns my whole life, and I think somebody was poking something through the glass is what I thought. So, my dumb ass, I didn't get out. I stayed, and I made sure everybody got off the floor. Like I said, there's reporters and ladies and, frail members and things like that. And so the Capitol Police, who are wonderful, they said, Congressman, you got to get off the floor now. We got to get you out of here. And I saw a guy run down the hall with an AR, and Capitol Police with an AR. And yeah, guns were drawn, that's what they're trained to do. And so
I just want to stop you there. This is the United States Capitol.
Yeah, United States Congress, the people's house, so to speak. And you really just got a bunch of thugs out there, a bunch of dirt bags. They're not going to one-on-one come after Tim Burchett. They're going to be 50 of them or something crazy like that. And hang on, hey brother, come here. Say hello. Congressman, come here for a minute. Come here, brother. Here's one of my brothers right here. There's a bunch of people, they're kind of hiding out in my office. There's my brother here from Orange County. Tell them who you are.
Congressman Correa, Orange County, California, home to Disneyland, boss. And here, a good friend with Tim.
He's in my prayer group. He's a big Democrat, and I'm a big Republican, of course. But today we're just brothers in Christ. I mean, it was a, good man right here. He was helping, making sure people were getting out off the floor like me. I think you were upstairs, weren't you? And then we sort of met right at the point, and that kind of bothered me a little bit. That's why, I kept hearing my dad talk about that. You said you get in a panic and everybody runs out, of course, talking Second World War, and you get kind of caught in a situation. And I just want to make sure everybody got off kind of orderly. So, but my
ladies were a little bit concerned upstairs. We had a lot of ladies, a lot of Congress members that were a little confused.
And the tear gas, the masks, they said, get the masks. And I never could figure out how to get the stupid thing on. And he was carrying his, and it was vibrating, and it was sensing tear gas. And so the first thing they said was, don't stand up. And of course, everybody stood up. And then they said, there's been in Statuary Hall, somebody's popped tear gas out there. And it was probably the rioters. They're dirt bags. They'd pull some stupid stunt like that. And so I think that was the pop people heard they thought was gunfire. But I think maybe there might have been some shots fired. But they go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I have a Republican and I have a Democrat who I'm talking to right now who have just witnessed the same thing. They have been elected into the people's house, and you both have a duty now to figure out how do we move on as a country.
What we were doing on the floor, and I heard my man saying it partially in Spanish, I think earlier to a reporter, and partially in English, but he said, what we were doing on the floor was constitutional. And I said, but what those folks were doing out there was not constitutional.
We were doing our job, democratic process.
Representing our people.
They were protesting the vote democratically, constitutionally. They're saying we object to these votes, and we are having a debate as per our laws and constitution. Then, with all due respect, President Trump whipped up some folks and got them to riot. This morning, I got into Washington. I took a train from Baltimore with about 50 of those protesters, very nice folks. They get to this park, the president whipped them up, and what you have today is chaos. And I'm sad because some folks are going to get hurt really bad.
Somebody might get killed.
Some are going to get killed.
What the president
For
needs
what?
to do, what the president needs to do, John, he needs to go publicly, call a press conference and say, folks, please stop this nonsense. This is something, and I believe you referred to it, it's something you'd see in a third world country or something, or maybe I said it earlier.
I
But
imagine you both feel the same way about that. You want the president to act now.
I want him to act now. I want him to act now because it's still, I think our Capitol Police they're heroes, but they were outmanned, and I think they need to get some help up here. And it's still, if that's a live shot, is that a live shot, Michael? That's
No.
okay. Well, but still, they need to.
Remember, this president has less than 3 weeks. You ought to act like an American, do the honorable thing, and back off. There's a lot
Okay.
of folks out there that feel disenfranchised, a lot of division in this country. It's about healing, not about whipping people up.
Yeah, and these idiots that are sitting here on the House floor right now, and vandalizing with their feet on the desk, they're criminals, John. They're criminals. I'm over it. They don't represent me. They don't represent the people of East Tennessee. I guarantee you they don't represent the people of Orange County. So it needs to stop.
This is not America. This is not America.
It was a very dangerous situation, and I fear for our country.
One last question. I'll let you go, Congressman. And Congressman, I really appreciate you taking time to talk to us as well. The amount of time from when the ruckus first started to the time you eventually had to leave the House floor, how much time would you guess? I just want to get it in my head so that I'm clear from when you first started to hear things go awry to when you had to leave.
I would say about 15 minutes. Of course, that was adrenaline infused, but when I heard the loud pops and ladies and men started screaming and panicking, that's when you gotta calm down. I mean, I could hear my dad saying, "Don't lose your head, buddy. We're good. You know what to do." And so I stood most of the time right there at the door where they were, and then they started bringing in bookshelves and stuff to put against the doors and equipment and stuff, and stayed by the door. And I guess I should have gotten out. A little voice in my head was saying, "You need to get out of there." And then but I stayed until they forcibly, told me to get out. I was the one, but sure.
Anything else, Congressman? I'm sure we will want to check back in with you, but
yeah, I'll probably think of something. Like I said, John, I appreciate it. You're very kind. I guess when my adrenaline calms down a little bit, and my eyes are burning a little bit, I think, from some of the tear gas. So, but I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
I'm still glad. I still thank y'all for sending me here. No kidding.
All right, Congressman, we'll be back in touch and appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Thank
See
you.
ya. Bye.